Astra. We know that he's really a flexible player who's great on that Astra, great on the Rays that we saw him on before. So the Soniqs, flexibility is their strong suit, but Rise, they're no stranger to the upset. Could have a chance in this one. It's the first map of a best-of-3 series. Winner of this series straight to the grand finals, and the loser knocked out of contention.
I'm really curious to see who's going to ultimately end up in the grand finals here. It's a huge toss-up this time around. Soniqs, Renegades, maybe. We saw that last month. Teal Seam, Rise, perhaps so. But it could also be a conjunction of all in between. It's all going to come down to the very beginning here.
You know, I just saw Soniqs put.
What?
I just saw out over the little chat blocker that someone from the Soniqs just put, "We're using officials as prac." And honestly, I love that. They keep trying out new things. Like they keep testing out different agent comps, but what stays the same across a ton of these comps is Plix on the Sky. And we saw earlier today Roy do great in this position. Now it's Plix's chance. Blind up, peek out. It's a grab well in combination. Sprays away for one. Might even be more food for the taking. Finds two. Maybe a third won't happen, but it's Dizzy Life to pick it up. Calypso does find the trade, but stuck in the molly. Poise dies to it. Last man to stand now. All onto Calypso. He has the spike, but look at, there's a flank coming through from Bob. This is going to be hard, Max.
Oh, the damage has already been done, Mimi. Calypso rotating around, not for much longer. Severed straight to the spine. Fall is beginning for Soniqs, a great defensive pistol.
Yeah, I mean, that was Plix holding towards Long. Skies and Long B, name a more iconic duo. He does great to find his two frags. Combos with Crunchy's Gravity Well, as well as Ian's Molly. It was just like a masterclass in utility usage from the Soniqs.
Absolutely, too. That opening Gravwell on B main, we talked about how great the Soniqs utility is. I think, you know, we see that a lot from all the different sites and different styles of play from SQ, but when we see those different pieces of utility most used in combination, I think Soniqs coordination really comes out on top in that very small specific part of the map. Speaking of which, though, on the complete opposite side, starting things off with a bit of an aggressive push on A side, to be towards Showers, Shanks with a Sheriff in hand, looking to see perhaps if they can find maybe a rogue headshot through the wall, taking down the Jet. It's not going to amount to anything just yet. More distance being put up for Shanks. Sova right on the other side, though. Neptune trying to spread out. Early Marshall play coming out from Dizzy's, unfortunately not going to connect, forcing the relocation, giving up some control of lamps, but going to soon get it back. Shanks and company, I'm most worried about him. He knows exactly where the Astra is. The Shark Darting combination with a bullet to the skull is going to open up the round, but unfortunately by now, Rise, well, they found themselves in the same spot as the previous round. One left alive, make that 0, Mimi, and Soniqs, they're good for 2.
Yeah, great work from Bob at the end. She picks up 2 in the round, and it's a second round on the board for the Soniqs. Did get some good damage done by Rise. They farmed up the orb there, so getting a little bit closer to some of these ultimates, but it was the expected outcome. Now, something of note is that Dizzy Life, he's pulling out the operator on the third round here. Does like to do this sometimes, and I think this is in part because of the Jet change-up. On Raze, we didn't see him opping as much as he normally does, and I really loves Dizzy's op. I like getting to see it, so I'm excited to see what he can pull out with that, but for side of Rise, they have a much better buy into this round, and they're ready to see what they can do with these rifles.
And on top of that, too, this is a great composition to go up against to use the op. There's an Omen, there's a Cloudburst for the Jet, too. Sure, that's bad, but certainly no Astra Smokes, it's certainly no Viper Wall to keep an eye on. This op would play really well into the favor of Dizzy in the rest of Sonic's side, but it looks like, though, the response may have to be Neptune and company playing a little bit slow for this opening push. That's not to say, though, the rest of Rise inside of Showers may be able to find some luck with Bob and Crunchy holding down on A. Soberdrone's not going to connect, though. Early shots from Shanks are going to switch things up. Now Bob by herself all over the site. There is going to be some heaven control now. Dizzy returning again with the op. Makes me wonder, is the play here to push towards Showers, or is it now the time to rotate?
Soniqs maybe looking for a frag here. They're just holding in this 2-2 setup. Plix has position towards the Showers, and Neptune has his room to clear that space out. But the Spike's not a part of this be fake. They're just trying to poke and prod, try and force out a fight. They know the Soniqs have to go for something, but they're relying a lot on Dizzy's op here. He's the one man with a good weapon. Bob in close, trying to support Dizzy. He'll find Shanks, and now 4v4. It has to be an A execute.
So much line of sight denial coming out from Rise's side. Such a good way to create space onto the site itself. Now Bob has to worry about one. Neptune's gonna fall. Another duelist. No, they're both gone. Excuse me. All that's left now is the bare skeleton crew of Rise's side, able to clean up some work. Calypso good for one. Spray trans released in 2, but Dizzy with the op again, trying to save the day. Spike is down. Great trade from Derek. Now having to drop No advantage in sight. The op that we praised for so much at the beginning of the round, now a bit of a deficit, forcing to go to the Spectre. Trying to push
That's
up
a
in the
weapon.
lamps. Yeah, it's a Phantom now. It's a bit of an upgrade for up close denial, making it work. Takes down Poised. Goes for the fuse here. Recon bolts might reveal their location at will. Shock darts in play, perhaps, maybe, no. I think they have to push up here, and Derek's gonna go running into the bullets. A 4K for Dizzy, and of course you already know they're gonna pick up the op.
Yeah, that boy Dizzy Life is cold with it. 2 frags found on the operator. I had my doubts about the hero op into this 3rd round of play, but he finds 2 frags, switches on over, and isolates it. For the side of Rise, I saw what they were going for there. They were trying to like establish that crossfire so they could have a peek out from Showers and a peek out from the U-Haul, but Dizzy went a bit too quickly for them to be ready. He isolates the duels. Derek, unfortunately, losing out in the 1v1, but it's a huge round, huge confidence booster early on for the Soniqs.
Absolutely. Soniqs now looking really good, even in these 1vx situations. Dizzy, of course, like we mentioned, returning again to the op. I'm wondering if the changeup is going to be in place, and it is. 3 different bodies now towards B long. Haven't seen Rise go for that since the massacre of the Gravity Well and the pistols. But you wouldn't be able to tell. Again, on the eco, pistols again. Rise is able to find the opening pick against the IGL of Soniqs with Mimi.
Though.
Yeah, no trade potential.
There's a weapon down, but I don't think they're going to be able to grab it. On top of Tin Can, Plick still holds. Dizzy towards long. It's a good position here to shut things down. Spike now a part of this play, so with 4 men towards B, there's a chance to make this work. Derek last on that lurk towards A side. Soniqs are still good in these lesser situations, but I like that they're not aggressing here, right? They don't want to give away more guns. They don't want to isolate the duels. A lot of teams would when they have this man disadvantage, but they hold strong. Rise waiting for a play to be made, but nothing's happening. They're all stacked up. 5 men towards the B site. A lot of this round falls onto what Plix can get done.
Going in gung-ho now, pushing onto the site. Plix still holding short on side of the corners. Able to find 1, but maybe make it 2. 2, maybe into 3.
No way!
Switching weapons while winding their way through. 1 left alive now. Oh, Derek. Oh no, look at the Gravity Well pushing them away into certain death.
Oh my god. 4 on the trot now for the Soniqs. They are just looking fantastic here. I said a lot of that round came onto Plix, but he did more than enough. Finds the first frag. I don't know how he got the second. Has even the time to go on to the Classic before the shock dart from Derek connects. It was the right play from Rise. They had an early advantage. They had something, but the Sheriffs weren't good enough up against Plix and Dizzy, the dynamic duo on the B site. Now, 4 rounds down, and we have another chance with rifles.
Keep in mind, it is a bit of a full buy again. If it doesn't work out well for this... Oh, well, for the full buy rifle, then you force back to the eco again. Dizzy already finding poise. Smokes are completely off the table, minus the cloud. Okay. Smokes completely off the table now. And with another kill going down, it's going to be another massacre. Crunchy's good for 1. Trades coming through. Not able to match up, though. Crunchy, 4K, just holding a very defensive position.
That's honestly, that's one of the biggest things about the Soniqs. If I could describe them in 2 words, or I guess it's kind of like 2 phrases: individually talented and flexible. Every single player here can play like a variety of different agents. Probably plays at least like 4 for the team. They switch up, and I mean Crunchy, I think he's kind of one of the biggest guys in terms of flexibility. He plays into the Brimstone, the Raze. So I think he even occasionally plays the Viper, and then pretty often the Astra. And this guy still finds frags no matter what he is playing, what he is doing. He always has his impact. Picks up 4 in that round. Keeps the ball on the roll for the Soniqs. And now they have a bit of a different double setup here. Flash up. It blinds none, actually. Poise gets 2 off the Sheriff. Now, that's guns on the ground, and now this round gets very risky. Hat thrown. Information given. It's Bob to hold. She needs something big here. Maybe the first. No, it's a lineup for 2. A third opportunity towards long, but Shanks has the refrag. Blades up still. Weapon recovered for the Cypher of Calypso, and Plant goes down. 2v2 in the retake, Max.
Absolutely, Mimi. Look at the 2v2 now. We do see the knives are out for the side of Rise. They came into this eco round with 4 ults in their possession, 2 of which already used. That means besides the knives, nothing to use in the post plan here. But Rise, it doesn't matter with Shanks on the board, able to find 1, leads to the 2 in Rise. Well, they're finally able to find a point on the board.
Yeah, good response out of Rise right there. It takes the thrifty, but I think that Sonics were playing a little too aggressive there towards Hookah, right? They had the double setup, that's well and good, but I don't think they expected Rise to be up that aggressive. Flash was too late, doesn't even get activated, so Poised unblinded, finds 2 frags, upgrades those weapons, and they trade their way to victory. So, good start for Rise, but they're going to need to find consistency because that did not break the Sonics economy. There's still an operator for Dizzy. There's still rifles for the rest of this squad and ultimates to boot.
Yeah, by no means. I do like to see that Rise has 3 ults to work with here. They could be good for maybe a post plan, especially the Hunter's Fury, but getting onto the site, Showstopper wouldn't be a bad option. Hunter's Fury, of course, not going to go for the post plan, it seems. Going to go for the early entry. Finding Plix could be huge in the long run, but still 2 more remains onto the sites for Rise to have to deal with. Dizzy, of course, up, wielding, still watching to see if anyone were to approach. It might be a collab on the 2, but still good for 1. Neptune's going to fall, and Shanks, with 9 HP, is able to find some, but all throughout, it seems like Rise, they've been able to aggressively get onto the site.
Hunter's Fury, if it connects 1 tag, could do something. Now, 2 players are low. Crunchy working it on this flank. Shanks has only 1 HP, but Crunchy still needs to deny the headshot. That fight everything over towards Elbow. It's Dizzy Life ready onto Poison, close with the operator. Will barrel stuff 1, but Crunchy falls towards Hookah. And so one-sided front. An attack from just the back lines. Calypso holds an angle. Tarek can swing off of that. It's the operator on the retake. Not the best of circumstances, but it's a bait for the peak. Bob finds it. She has 2 now. Calypso down. Left on to the walking wounded. That Shanks with 9 HP. Dizzy ready. Cloudburst onto the spike. He'll hold. This falls to Bob. Doesn't want to spam, but the Cloudburst clears. Shanks isolates it. 9 HP, the Dream alive. Bob looking for a push, but it's a dash across. She knows this needs the frag, needs it now. Bob finds it in the clutch. It's a 6th round for the Sonics.
These post plans have not been working well for Rise whatsoever, Mimi. No matter what the odds seem to be, Rise, it could be in their favor, just like what we saw. Doesn't matter. Bob and company, they've been able to play these defensive rounds so effectively well, winning gunfights when they matter most. For Sonics, the big issue right now is the beginning of these rounds. Typically, they've been losing these opening engagements, but from there, not overextending, not pushing up too much. Look at this. They've been able to find what matters most, the round point.
Yeah, Dizzy's repositioned again. This time he's playing in towards short max and is looking for some aggression, some kind of fight. He gets something early on here. Has a tailwind to get out.
Oh, Dizzy could be able to find a lineup here. One already pushing forwards and seemingly an impossible shot at times. Derek's gonna fall in. Hey, initiating intel, no longer gonna be a factor. Up to the duelists now in the aggressive plays to make sure something can work out here for Rise's side. They're gonna push on forwards into the site. 2 which now inside of Lambs. 1 aggressive out forwards towards the bad Poised again with the Sheriff. Able to find 1 before being traded out. 1 left alive though. Calypso trying to make something work. Able to remove the op off of 1, but soon to be picked up by Plix.
Yeah, that was just kind of a brawl in towards the A site. And, well, the fights were found, especially this early kill that we see from Dizzy. It was really huge. He has been a menace with the op. Hey, Sonics, if you're listening, keep him on Jet. This guy, honestly, no offense to his Raze gameplay, I just feel like he's so good on Jet. And I also like that when they are running Raze, they're starting to put Crunchy on it. Like, all these players are so talented, just let them play to their strength. And Dizzy, obviously popping off early on. It's a 7-1 lead for the boys of the Sonics. And, well, remember that for Rise, this is their map pick. So this is starting to get a little worrisome. Another double setup in towards Hookah. Dizzy has another entry. Plix even here to respond. Dash forward, shut down by Plix.
The response here is aggression. Dizzy's gonna fall, but at what cost? It's gonna be Poised now, surrounded by the enemy. The doggy goes under, gonna miss the bite, and again, retrieving the op of the Fallen's able to make it work. Calypso, not even a minute and a half ago, found themselves in a 1vx, last one alive. Gonna find themselves in that same spot again. The drone, of course, gonna be detecting them. Plix going forwards as well. Surrounded by the enemy again, 8-1. One of the biggest score differences we've seen all day, Mimi.
Calypso loves lurking. Like, he's really good at it on the Cypher. That is where he's valuable to teams, but he wasn't allowed that opportunity this time. Notice how every single one of these rounds he isn't able to get a lurk off because the Sonics are just dismantling his team too early. I'd like to see them slow it down a little bit. Let Calypso do his thing, maybe try and save a bit to get Shanks on the operator, because another big factor is that Dizzy's not getting shut down. Without a Sky, without a breach to like directly flash off the line of one of the best ways to cancel it out is a counter op of your own. So I'd love to see that opportunity given over. Dizzy, ooh, fake smoke up. Calypso's here, but he's not fighting, at least not yet.
Oh, Crunchy might be in a world of pain. So much line of sight denial. Space being created, though, in the favor, well, of one's Rise. Now triple kill from Bob before falling themselves. Calypso trying to go for the counter flank now. Dizzy good for one. May find a headshot. No, misses two. Up close, personal. Good after the fourth shot. Dizzy, unsure what to do. A bit of a stun lock there. Last one alive.
Oh,
again,
the dog
Calypso.
movement.
Oh, I thought the Molly took them down. Production's all laughing at the dog. Something about that dog just cracks us up. I hope they add more animals.
Every time I see it, I really hope we have a replay of the dog, because it's so stupid. I love it every time, but it was just the eco out of Rise, so unfortunately they're not able to get anything done out of there. But Soniqs, I mean, they're just feeling good, Max. They are just feeling their aim, they are feeling their gameplay, and in total control of this game.
Absolutely. Right now, things are looking so good for Soniqs. Oh. We got the dog clip. Okay, with that being said though, Hunter's Fury again for the initiation. Not looking good for Iron though, but able to dodge and weave their way through. Surprised it wasn't able to take it down. It took 2 ults to be able to do so. Neptune, at a moment of desperation, is able to be good for 1, but Plagues returns back for 2. Oh, a 2v3. Once again, a triple in their favor, denying everything from B-Long. Maybe where's the response? Rise cannot get onto a bomb site without using an ult.
It's again just Calypso. They have the spike down in Cubby. He needs to make a huge play here. Crabwell at his feet. Plix just Tokyo drifting, sprinting with the Phantom. He's even pinged out. Insult to injury. Still somehow healthy. Hasn't even taken a lick of damage, but look at this utility usage. They're not giving him space to work with. Wants to recover the spike. Is suspicious of a man in close. No one to beat. The Soniqs are playing this so smart, Max.
Absolutely.
Not giving the fights, not doing anything. I mean, if you're Calypso, maybe the save's on your mind. He still wants to go for something. Bob spots him out.
Economic damage, really important at this point. Could try to retrieve the spike if they could take down Plix. Able to do so, but both come out at once, able to find it. 10-1 now in the favor of Soniqs. And again, the response, it's been very underwhelming as of now for Rise, but we can only hope maybe to see a change going to the defense.
Yeah, well, we get to see the dog clip again. We're gonna wait a second for that. Dude, the movement is so good. That's something I've noticed watching more of Plix and Roy on their Skies. I think they're 2 of the best Sky players in our region. Because, I don't know, there's not a lot of... I think Rosa has also picked up a lot more Sky recently. He's pretty good at it, but... I think, like, actually, like, the way you move the dog, because it's not like the drone where your sensitivity is slowed down. You can just, like, wiggle around and go crazy with it to avoid getting killed. Works pretty well. Dizzy's going for a peek again. This time he's droned out, but look at the Gravwell. There's always a reply, and out come the knives. Crunchy has an op of his own. Finds that frag. It's Shanks to try and dash up and get something. Just the Spectre in his hands. It's Neptune with the Boom Buddy in close, but it's a shotgun for Dizzy. He finds one. Bob has an op, too. There's so many operators on the board right now for the Soniqs. They're tearing everyone apart. Shanks, well, he's trying to op himself, but it's different from Bob. 11-1.5. Blink and you miss it. The Soniqs on the verge of taking our first map.
Very fast work coming out from Sonic's side again, trying to get onto a site, either having to expel an ult, or trying to use a grandiose amount of utility to do so. Hasn't worked out for Rise. Now round number 13 coming back. We're on the second half. Rise on the defense. Saying that they have a mountain of work to do would be a very big understatement, Mimi. They have to completely sweep this entire map to bring it back now. And they don't have a Viper. They don't have a Sky.
We've seen Soniqs lose these. We've seen Soniqs lose these. Soniqs lose these. Remember when they lost a 10-2 half on the same map against Soar?
That's very true. I mean, anything is possible right now.
If they win the piss round, it's over.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Agreed. No body blocking this time. An Iron Smoke.
Yeah. Looks like they might just be playing the default here. Pretty slow. It is a 4-stack in towards A, so if that's the final call for the Soniqs, could get problematic. Derek's even rotating over. They're completely playing retake B right now. He's just playing passive towards spawn.
The rotates in hand, though. Soniqs making their way towards B. Only one body's going to exist as of now. Shanks still waiting on side of A. I'm more curious about the Sova, though. Hiding inside of Elbow. There is going to be, of course, Poise not too far away as well. Maybe good to find the opening pick, give it up back and forth. So many bullets coming underway. It's going to be so difficult to defend. Or so it would seem. Dizzy's able to get onto the site now. Excuse me, able to get onto the site. Nobody seems to exist on side of B whatsoever, but everyone's hiding around on CT and inside of Elbow. Poise still waiting for the aggressive push-up, waiting for that time to strike. Not a single body has gone down yet on side of the second half, but anyone that goes down first, it could be a rupturous dam opening up. As of now, though, hasn't happened yet. Spike's not going to stop for anybody. Plick still holding an angle for anyone to aggressively go on forwards, with the blind coming underway as well. It's going to go into the favor of Dizzy still with an automatic frenzy. A double kill on the feed. Makes it into more. Bodies melting down again. Rise finds themselves 12-1 against them.
I hate to say it, but I think the map's over.
Oh.
I can't even think of a possibility where Rise wins that. That was their chance, right? That was their opportunity in the pistol round. They weren't able to hold on. I like the retake play. The Soniqs just had a better post plan. They had the frenzy diff.
Frenzies are coming back. No Bucky this time, though, thankfully. Nor Stingers either.
Yeah. Bob's popping off, man. She's 19-5 right now. Was offing on Sova at the end. This is just disrespectful right now from the Soniqs.
Rise have been countered completely at every single turn. There's no real response. There's no real response to bring. Shanks able to find the opening pick will be strong. The intel, the initiator of the Sova goes down. Flash comes on by. Plix not gonna find any way to capitalize on it though. Could go for Seekers instead. Early ult being farmed. Could reveal so many different enemies in the spray and pray. Well, it doesn't really connect to a whole lot.
Yeah, damage still being dealt here by Rise. It's match point. They need this round. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But look at the lurk up. Viper in. Derek needs it. Guys. Oh, Ian though. Okay, he gets the refrag. This is doable now for Rise. They still maintain the 4v3. But it has to be an A hit at this point. Calypso's here. Shanks for support. 3v3 on the site.
Yeah, not too many options left though. Dizzy pushing on forwards, gonna bypass the Cypher tripwire. Pushing on through. Flashes. Oh, it's just a meltdown. Some trains did come on by. Could be beneficial towards the end. Calypso. Almost good for one. Unfortunately, not going to find the swing. Dizzy does instead. Spray control on top. Brings it over to B now with a spike in hand. Forcing out a bit of a rotate, but one already out still on side. Tries to play Duck Hunt. Gets taken down instead. Last one alive is going to be Neptune. Forcing up against the one-way. Able to find the feet, but in return, well, it was some positives at the